Welcome to Cryptotherapy 589, the space where clarity meets chaos, and your mind gets a moment to breathe. With the FUMA Boy'Z, Marvin Davis and Ninna Blossom, we untangle the drama, decode the markets, and speak truth to crypto madness. You already know, this world can break you. But here, we ride the waves together. So, if you're ready to feel seen, hit like, subscribe, and let's take this ride, one deep breath at a time.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Before we say anything, let me just set the mood. The mood has got to be set. I can't even set the mood. I'm so nervous right now. Guys, everybody. Hold on, we're not even gonna play that one. You guys, we are in the presence of crypto royalty tonight. Hear ye to the cards. We have Ninna Blossom, Marvin Davis, and we have the king of the deep right. If you want to make money, you gotta watch CDLT.
Let's go. Let's go. What's up, guys? What's up, Deep Red Giants? What's up, Blue Foundation, Green Giants? Shout out to all of y'all. Appreciate you guys coming on here. Hopefully they're turning up in the chat there.
Oh my goodness, y'all!
What's up? Uncle Buster is here.
Yeah, let's go.
Got Uncle Buster, Mozart.
Hey, y'all. Hey, we got the 000. We got the SHX GOAT. We got the original GM Finder in the building today, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. This brother Fine plays. I'm gonna tell y'all what's special about this brother. Two things are special about this brother to me, man. What got me hooked on G, man, was one time I saw somebody in his chat attack G, and I watched how G handled it. And whoever the brother was that attacked G, they didn't like that G was talking about whatever coin he was talking about. And G said, I'm not quoting G, but I'm trying to phrase it in how I understood it. He said, "Hey man, this is the coin that we like. If you have something that you like, put it in the chat. We'll take a look at it. And if it's suitable for the Blue Crew, then we'll put it on the list." And I was like, damn, instead of attacking back, you know what I'm saying? He actually is bringing this guy into the community, and they ended up being friends. I think it was Alchemist, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Alchemist, dude. Right? Love Alchemist, man.
Yeah. And the other thing is, what I love about G is not only just G, love you there, bro, but it's the community, the Blue Crew now, forming the Blue Foundation, the Green Giants, man, and the Grays. But everybody comes in and everybody drops different plays, man, and it's not a one-man show. Everybody's sharing, man. So you can get information inside of his chat, daily, man. So tune in, like Fuma said in the beginning, man. If you're bored with XRP or your blue chips and you're looking for what I call utility coins at meme coin prices, go check out GDLT, man. Straight up.
So I'm gonna tell y'all this, Nina. This is what was going on. We had scheduled all this, and it's Embry-Riddle homecoming, and they got Flow Rider tonight, right? So I'm sitting here like, I just pushed the channel back an hour. Then I looked at my wife. I was like, "Nah, GDLT coming on tonight. We gonna miss Flow Rider."
I know, right?
Hey, Flow Rider is free at Embry-Riddle right now. I was like, "Nah, dog, we ain't leaving the house. We got food and we got back." When I say we got back at 4:00, I was like, holding it down.
I love that. G, we are so excited to have you here. Really.
Man.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. And Marvin Davis, dude, thanks for the kind words, brother. I appreciate that, man. We just try to, negative. There's enough negativity all around, man. We just try to keep it good vibes and good times all the time. And sometimes I might like bite into it a little bit. I might get a little, aggro myself or whatever. But I try to, just keep it back to, the gratitude mindset. Just trying to live a life of gratitude and being grateful. Like people people love picking like, oh, my crypto is better. This crypto is so much better than your crypto. It's like, that doesn't help out anybody, man. Like, you know, we're just lucky to be in this space to begin with. We are already separating ourselves from billions upon billions of people. You know, if we even have one crypto, dude, this next speculative bull cycle is going to be ridiculous, man. They're going to give you a bunch of fiat for your digital assets, right? And it, you know, even if you have one of them, you're going to be all right. You know, it's not about like trying to pick fights and like saying, you know, I just feel like those are people with insecure bags, or they've definitely invested more than they can afford to lose, type of thing, you know. So, and I feel that, you know, people like get that FOMO mindset. Some people are new to the space, you know, they've been only in it for like a year or two, and they just get really passionate and excited, you know, like we all do, right? But like, you know, this is a long game. It's a long play. Sometimes you get some fun short, you know, excitement, you know, some short pumps that happen. But, you know, we're not even at the reset yet, guys. We're not even at the reset point yet.
Okay. Let me ask a couple questions. And if you're like, hey, I don't want to answer that, I'm cool with it. I know you're a very private guy.
So, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So if you say, hey, nope, next, cool, I'll leave you alone.
Okay.
Hey, so man, y'all know G like to keep it crypto, man. So,
but what state are you originally from?
I mean, I'll say California. I think most of the audience knows I'm from California. So yeah, I've been a California guy.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, now we're gonna get to what we really want to talk. How the heck do you pick these deep reds, bro?
Yeah,
how do you get them, bro? What's the secret to the sauce? Damn, G.
I mean, dude, okay, so luckily I've been in it for 2 bull cycles now. We're about to go into our 3rd one, right? And so what I started realizing from, I mean, for sure the second one just told us a lot of stuff. The elite definitely don't want you to get, they want to make some of these cryptos really hard to get. Quant was a great example of that in the last bull cycle. You can only get it through Bitmart, right? Solana, you could only get through like, I mean, freaking Qcoin or something like that, right? SHX, you could only get through Qcoin, right? You know, they make some of these really good ones hard to get. And also they hide them in the deep reds. They want you to not think about these cryptos whatsoever. They want you to lose sentiment and think that these cryptos are dead, right? In that second bull cycle, a bunch of deep reds, it didn't matter what crypto you had. If you had crypto, it turned green. It was walls of freaking green that were happening. And if we're talking about going to $10+ trillion and we're about to get a bunch more dude, the SEC doesn't care anymore about getting in the way of crypto. You're going to have a bunch of fraud happening. You're going to be having a bunch of celebrities creating their own cryptos and their own meme coins going on before this reset happens, right? You're going to have a bunch of distractions away from the blue chips like the XRPs, the XLMs. Dude, FUMA, I know you love the Cosmos ecosystem. They are trying so hard to FUD everybody out of the Cosmos ecosystem. They want you to think that it's only Solana and Binance and Ethereum that are going to be making it. Tendermint, Cosmos, bro, this is the prime opportunity. This is like one of the best deep reds, is that ecosystem right there.
Ooh, I'm eating. I hit a target I shouldn't have hit with it this week or last week. I was like, ooh.
I can't, dude, they're too dumb. The elite are too dumb, giving us these opportunities, man.
I got a couple I want to ask you about, man, but I don't think I want to ask you about them right now.
Okay, so let me go then. I got a couple.
well, what I'm saying is not a couple questions. I have a couple of deep projects that I've heard you mention that I want to ask you about, and I want you to explain to the audience and the chat about these 2 different cryptos. But I'll let Sis ask you the questions. We can get to those cryptos a little bit later.
Okay, real quick. Zcash, one of the ones that everybody on crypto Twitter now is talking about. That was a deep red. We shouted it out at $25, right? They hide these big gaining crypto. Dash, we shouted that out in the deep reds, right? These cryptos come from the depths of the deep reds. Filecoin now is starting to be on everybody's tip of their tongue. We shouted it out at $1, right? Dude, I'd rather take my chances in the deep reds, because the moment, like, they can turn green in the next 24 hours, they can turn green in the next 7 days, the next 30 days, the next 90 days, the next year. Right? I never chase pumps. Never again. Never doing it.
So ain't nobody gonna shine light on you, brother. We is.
For real.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, when
Yes,
you're
sir.
feeling a little broke, you need to call GDLT, get on the show.
Hey man, we're a free channel. I'll never tell people what to do. I speak with passion. It's never financial advice. You guys know my thing. I'm not a financial advisor, not a pro trader. Never tell you what to do. Always wrong. Blue Foundation, always right. Worst show, best community.
Gee, I'll keep it funky with nobody else.
Persistence,
I have
man.
not made money.
Persistence.
I have like, I have not made money. That's
Persistence,
not
man.
hurt. I've always made money, dog.
Yeah.
Like I'm feeling a little broke right now. Let me find what you and sit on it for 3 months, and you got an egg.
But
Yeah,
you know,
man.
the thing is, man, it's persistence and not only persistence, but consistency. You dig what I'm saying? So, and when you asked you that question about, you know, how does he, you know, find plays in the deep reds, he has a plan and a blueprint, and he's persistent and consistent. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, you have to integrate those things into your style of crypto in order to, but at the same time, y'all, you know, I'm always saying, Nina gonna say it, FUMA gonna say it, G gonna say it too. You know, if you don't have the blue chips, if you don't have enough XRP, XLM, and we're not telling you to buy anything or sell anything, but if you don't have the foundation first, man, don't be trying to build a building.
Right.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Nina, you got something for G? What's up?
I
Yeah,
do.
my bad.
Okay, so G,
What's up, Nina?
you are the deep reds guy. You're who everyone thinks of, you know, when it comes to finding the deep reds. Now, you couldn't possibly invest in all the deep reds that you speak of. How do you determine which ones you personally are going to invest in?
Good question. Ooh, good
Oh man, that's awesome, Nina.
Good question, sis.
Okay,
you.
so how we even have our list to begin with of like what cryptos to announce deep reds or not. The community is a really big part of helping us build this list. They shout out stuff during my channel. Hey, what do you think of this crypto? And I write them down. I say I don't know too much about it yet, or maybe I do, and then I tell them my opinion and stuff like that, but never financial advice. But I add it onto the list. And dude, we got a list of over like 500 cryptos now that the community has shouted out. So I had to make like a separate list from that list because some of them are meme coins, some of them are like, some of them are possibly like S coins, but I still added on there for, the crew and stuff like that. But but how we find like what I look for in a deep red, I look for Coinbase connections. I look for DREC Alliance connections, CBDC connections, AI. We were big on the privacy and AI stuff before this started becoming, a thing, man. We were talking about, thankfully we had a, Base Patsy talking to us about X402 way ahead of the game. But yeah, I try to look for cryptos that have those really good fundamentals. Like, we've been really big on XPX recently because and Dragon Chain and like, some of these hybrid blockchain models that I think are under NDAs. If you look at the history of some of these cryptos, like an SHX was quiet for like 5 years, right? Oh yeah, and I love cryptos that are connected with Ripple in any way, shape, or form. Ripple, Stellar. So I have like a little criteria. Are they decentralized recovery? Check. Does the Decentralized Recovery Alliance follow them? Check. Does the Interledger Protocol follow them? Check. Right? So like I have a little criteria to try to find the quality cryptos because we know these are like foundational plays right there, right? The Decentralized Recovery Alliance is XRP, HBAR, Algorand, ADA, Hatchback, Bank Social, Oasis Protocol, which is dude, Oasis Rose. Finally, people are starting to wake up, man. We got blue roses on our blue castle, right? The blue rose is the first like AI focused, inherently private smart contracts focused crypto, dude. This one's a behemoth. It's part of and it can do decentralized recovery, right? So, I try to look at the fundamentals. Is it a real project? And then, dude, if it's dealing with ISO 20022, that's another check, right? If they've done CBDC pilots with banks, that's another check, right?
Hold on, G. I know you're cooking, but it would be a crypto therapy show if Marvin didn't cut you off. But I gotta cut you off because I gotta ask you this. The DREC Alliance, can you please explain that to our audience? Some people that may be in here, maybe new, maybe have never seen your channel. So a lot of channels don't talk about that. So could you please break that down for us?
So this is a new development that happened in 2024. There was an alliance that was put together by a lot of the blue chip cryptos that we like. XRP is one of the 4 founding members. The 4 founding members are XRP, HBAR, Algorand, and ADA. They for sure started this trend of being able to provide decentralized recovery. Why is decentralized recovery a very important concept? There's other members that have joined, like Multiverse X. I said Rose, right? Bank Social, Casper, DAG, Hashpack, right? Those are some other members. But the reason why decentralized recovery is so important, and I think a lot of people in the crypto space are sleeping on this is going to be one of those narratives, right? People love narratives in freaking crypto. And I always say, we don't chase narratives, the narratives follow us, right? And so decentralized recovery is going to be one of those narratives that people are going to realize, oh crap, enterprises want to be able to have recovery of their assets in case a transaction goes wrong between bank to bank, in case an attack happens, right? You'd be able to, or if you lose your private keys, right? You'd still be able to recover those freaking assets. Right? So this is such a big thing for enterprises and big money, especially when you're dealing with large volumes of money, to have something like decentralized recovery. You're not relying on centralized points of failure for recovery of your assets. Why is this? Why do you not want to rely on centralized points of failure? Because that's the way the traditional financial system is. The traditional financial system is a bunch of centralized points of failure. In the storage ecosystem, in the financial ecosystem, everywhere is freaking centralized, and they're going to be attacked. They're going to be compromised. There's going to be some cyber event, or I don't want to get too conspiratorial here, but this is a very important thing. You don't build something like this if you're not expecting centralized recovery ways to be compromised. Dude, we're going to have another FTX. We're going to have another FTX that happens. Another centralized exchange is going to lose people a lot of money, right? For keeping their money on a centralized exchange, right? So decentralized recovery is going to be utmost importance. And these guys are leading the way. There's other cryptos that can provide it that aren't part of the decentralized recovery. But this definitely makes you a big differentiator in the crypto space.
I can tell you how that's going to happen if you want to know.
Wait, what's up?
I can tell you how it's going to happen. I'm going to tell you how I know.
Let's go.
I went to Hackspace, or it was not Hackspace. It was like Hackathon or Hackspace 2025 over in Orlando or Cape Canaveral. And there was a guy, I've said his name numerous times, but I'm not going to say it tonight. But there was a guy there teaching a class on hacking software repositories. And he was the lead security engineer for, if you know what that means.
Yeah.
When I found out who he was in the room, I thought it was Michael Jackson. All he saw was this black guy sitting in the corner screaming, "You work for that?" And he started talking about hacking repositories. What's going to happen is some of these companies, their software repositories, going to be hacked because nobody's really watching them. Passwords will be dumped. They'll go from repository to repository because it's blockchain. Some of these blockchains are sharing repositories.
Yeah.
The Kubernetes cluster, and then once they go with Kubernetes, they'll go into the cloud section or the cloud tenant and take over that. And then you're going to see a lot of exchanges get hacked that way. It'll come to the software repository, to the Kubernetes cluster, then it'll go straight up into the tenant. When that happens, y'all gonna be like, "FUMA, how did you know?" I took a class and the dude from a company told me.
Listen, tune in so you can stay tuned in. You see what I'm saying? These are conversations we having. Hey man,
and this is and the company he works for. They big, and he taught us that in class. He taught us how to do it. He taught us how to do it.
Yeah. I mean, cybersecurity is going to be of utmost importance in the future, especially if we're switching over to digital rails. The great thing about these this is why ISO 20022 is so big, guys. And, why it's so, it's no coincidence that the founding members of the DREC Alliance are also ISO 20022 compliant, right? Because what is ISO 20022 messaging going to allow to happen? Micro packets of data being sent not just full-on data that's going to be very easy for hackers to compromise. You try to hack an ISO 20000 food transaction, you only get a bit of the data. You get a penny of the $1 million transaction that is happening, right? That's where we're going right here. So, you know, we talked about, like, dude, this AWS outage that just happened recently. We talked about Filecoin when it was at $1, and we're like, dude, people are not realizing, like, with what just happened with AWS, it's a centralized point of failure. You know how many crypto projects rely on centralized storage still? But they're supposedly private projects. They're supposedly like awesome transfer projects, but they don't have the centralized storage.
Dude,
this is where Filecoin comes in and can provide a decentralized cloud, a no central point of failure.
Let me tell you what these people are doing
on XTC.
Yeah, or XTC, these hybrid blockchain models. Yeah.
What is it? SRX, StoreX?
Yeah, StoreX, AKT, Akash in the Cosmos ecosystem. That's under $1 right now, dude. I mean, dude, they're trying to shake like FUMA. I'm telling you, man. They're trying, like, you're awesome with the Cosmos thing, but like, I love that you still keep the faith, man, because they're trying to shake everybody out of that ecosystem, bro. They're making people think Solana and Ethereum and Binance are the only thing. Cosmos ecosystem is going to be raging back,
dude. And here's the thing about Cosmos and Cosmos Station. You guys, if you go look at the ecosystem, all you gotta do is click the link. Once you get in there, you're gonna be like, oh, and then you're gonna be like, what's Pump Fund? Why do I need Pump Fund? That's not even real. This is real projects. This is real stuff. And for me, because I'm a greedy capitalist, 22 to 25% stake, it ain't bad.
Yeah.
Even if it goes.
And then the XRP ecosystem, they're doing a great job making people sleep on Zahao and Evernote, right? Because they're new kids on the block that came out during a bear cycle. They're making people sleep on Sologenic, Thorium, Pulsara, right? Some of these other, things, like, they're doing a great job distracting people from like the really big ecosystems, XRPL, XLM, HBAR, Cosmos ecosystem. Like, they're all just going, where the narrative is. Yeah. Oh, the narrative is Base right now. The narrative is Solana right now. The narrative is Binance right now. All these cryptos have their day in the sun, right? And that's what we just got to remember,
What is your take on Flare? Like the F asset? Because I started doing it. And I'm like, ooh, okay, it's a little new. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I like FLR and SGB. Hey, if they want to keep talking about XRP instead of their own crypto, I'm all for it. But I would love to see what they plan to do with FLR and SGB a little bit more. Like, can we, But I have no problem with them. Like, they're a deep red. You can get FLR for a penny. You can get SGB for 0.004. You can throw $5 at it, wrap it up, have it work for you, and never think about it again. And hope they become that powerhouse smart contract. They have to prove it to us, right? I don't have anything to prove to these projects. You prove it to me over time, right? Go to 5 cents. Then I'll start chipping away a little bit more. Go to 10 cents. Then I'll start chipping away a little bit more.
Low-key,
get more whole numbers.
Low-key, GDLP is a millionaire, y'all. I swear to God, he only broadcasting out of the car to fool y'all.
Hey, man, I do play. Hey, the elite play chess. I play chess too, man. That's how we can read their moves.
I'm trying to tell you, this dude probably got a car in the living room somewhere he crawl into. I'm like, hold on.
This may be a perfect time to ask you about
hey, dude, wait, real quick. Chainlink founder said, he's in on the White House and went to the crypto ball and all that type of stuff. And he's, they're connected with like every blockchain project out there. He said they're going to 10x this whole industry overnight, right? They're going to 10x the whole industry. Doesn't matter whether you're a meme, S-Coin, doesn't matter what crypto you have. Dude, people forget bull cycles, man. Walls of green are about to be showing up in our portfolios, and it'll only be for a short amount of time. It's always for a short amount of time. It's never, people are going to think it's too big to fail. It's just for a short amount of time.
So right? when it goes 10x, are you saying take a little profit, take it as USDC, when that dip come back down, buy in again?
You said it.
Dude, I'm just cashing out my rewards. I'm making each one of these cryptos stake and work for me in the reds during the bear cycle. I'm not doing it DeFi is going to be big during the bull cycle. Everybody's going to be like, dude, oh my God, look at the percentage APY you get for this. And they're shouting out cryptos that are already pumped. Meanwhile, I'm just cashing out my rewards and then enjoying the passive income for life, dude.
Do you guys have your
I
notes
love that.
and your pens out? Are you guys taking notes in the chat?
Gee, you know what's a sleeper?
What?
Osmosis.
Oh yeah, dude.
Osmosis.
Dude, the last time they put a person on 30 under 30 was Justin Sun. Everybody thought Tron. Hey, I don't care what you think about Tron. We shouted it out at 2 cents forever. That thing is up at 30 cents and holding now. Holding.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
They're shooting. You can't even shoot at Tron. It's just like this.
No.
Yeah.
Wait. Say that one more time. It was at what?
2 cents. 2 cents forever.
And it's where now?
It's a 10x plus. It's a 10x plus now.
I'm just saying, y'all.
Yeah. So osmosis zone, dude, much less supply than Sunny Agrawal was the next one up who got placed on 30 under 30. So I was saying the last time we seen somebody on 30 under 30 was Justin Sun, and that turned out pretty well for him. Right? It was a couple of years later, but it still turned out well. So osmosis zone, dude, osmosis zone is the major DEX of that Cosmos ecosystem, and they don't want you holding this damn thing. This guy presented at a 2019 Interledger Protocol Summit. The former CTO and creators of Ripple, right, who went to go create this nonprofit Interledger Protocol, thought Sunny Agrawal was a beast enough to go present, to connect, inter blockchain communication with ILP. So this dude has been like big in the Cosmos ecosystem. He finally has his own project, and the osmosis zone is the major DEX. Like, dude, there's cryptos you can only get through osmosis zone that are gems, bro. IXO, the Internet of Impacts, 166 million supply, 003, negative 70% down. I throw $5, get whole numbers of 160 supply. All right, I'll wait for 100+% on the 24-hour on the 7-day. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard.
So I did notice that the Cosmos
don't feel like you have to get everything that's being mentioned.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not a financial advisor, not a pro trader. I'll never tell you what to do. Everybody's making their own decisions. I'm a well-diversified cat because I believe in diversity in this once-in-a-lifetime young market that nobody else will ever get to experience. Diversity in stocks ain't the way to go, right? No. Because it's already a very mature market. The ebbs and flows are very low. But diversity in a young market like this that has high volatility, I just need one of these cryptos to send, and then I can take some profits, chip it off, throw it into the other deep reds that are laggards, right? Because we're in a speculative era, man. It's still a speculative era until we're into the new digital. I'm telling you, celebrities are going to be coming out with their own freaking meme coins, and 2026 is going to be so bonkers, guys. We're going to see celebrities. The SEC ain't going to do anything about it. Celebrities are just going to be releasing freaking meme coins. People are going to be chasing those. Oh my God, the Taylor Swift coin. If you don't own, dude, you realize how many followers Taylor Swift has? This thing is going to send, right? Like, dude, get ready. Get ready.
The president said they're collectibles.
Yeah, dude. Trump
coin. Oh, you so sinister, dog.
Hey guys, I know I didn't get a proper invite here, and G is, talking about the deep red, but I'm telling you, I'm going to be sending Trump. I'm going to be sending my own coin. That's how we're going to make sure USA is #1 in crypto. Trump coin is going to be the top one coin in all of crypto. Wow. We're going to show how big of a joke this whole space is before we fully reset it, and go into the slavery chain system here that we're creating.
Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Trump.
Donald Trump pumped the bags last November, boy. Like, it was like the election night. I'm like, hold on, what's going on? I've been touched.
Now, G, am I wrong to assume that XRP is your biggest bag?
It was until SHX happened. It was until SHX.
Okay. Oh my goodness. What? Okay. What's your second biggest bag, G?
Well, I was just going to tell you something.
Damn, my second biggest bag. Okay, so I mean, dude, SHX is just like really far and ahead on all of those. I would say XRP because we were hammering XRP. You know, we were the only channel to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe the SEC is so dumb and they sued Ripple. We're gonna buy whatever bottom this goes to, and it went to like 10 cents, 8 cents, right? So XRP, you know, from there, you know, where it's at now is, you know, that's a lot of X's even at $2 right now. You know.
I am shocked to hear that SHX is your largest bag over XRP. I just knew XRP was it. Okay.
Well,
I mean, we hammered for like literally 2 years. I mean, I followed SHX like since its beginnings when it became a thing, and like we were saying, oh my God, Stellar and Ripple might have a child here, right? This might be the bridge between them, right? Oh my God, first stable coin. The guy who created the first stable coin on the XRPL. Right, so we followed it from when it was in pennies, and then we followed it all the way down. It freaking like tanked all the way to triple zeros, and then when it was in triple zeros, I was like, the elite don't know what they're freaking doing. I see the game now. I see the freaking game. Right. This is what I kind of wanted to talk about earlier about how they hide these things in the deep reds too. These cryptos, once they make really big deals with these banks, and especially central banks, and they've proven themselves, the central banks make them go through an NDA period. This NDA makes them go ghost for basically 4 to 5 years. They do, instead of developing in public, where you can check out their public GitHub contributes, they have GitHub private repos for these enterprises and these banks. That's where they do a lot of their development. So at the end of the 5 years, SHX all of a sudden starts educating people on SHX. They got the okay from the, you know, their regulators or their central banks or, you know, NACHA, right, who they're working with. Okay, you can start talking about and educating people on SHX, right? They still kind of do the Ripple thing where they maybe mention SHX every once in a while, but they talk about Stronghold, the company, right? Ripple did that for a good while too, man. From 2018 up till 2022 or something, they were tight-lipped. They were just talking about partnerships and stuff like that, but they weren't talking about utilizing XRP as much, right? Because they were playing the regulatory game, right? Now at Ripple Swell, they're talking about XRP all over the place, right?
Yeah, for shit show. Woo, let's go.
So I think Cosmos ecosystem, I think something went down with the Cosmos ecosystem, hence why they're selling it off so bad. They're like, okay, you guys have proven IBC could work. Shut up for like the next couple of years, right? Just be tight-lipped.
Wow.
Don't respect the NDAs. Respect it. You got contracts. You got to respect the NDAs. The big money doesn't, dude, Crypto Siege says it perfectly. They don't want us to win. They don't want you to win, dude. They want you to chase the pumps. They want you to chase the cartoon coins, right? Meanwhile, the infrastructure is being set up. They're getting it cheap as well. They're getting deals. And then next thing you know, overnight, 100%, 10x overnight, whatever. You know, like it's...
Buy when it's boring, y'all. Buy when it's boring. Sit back and wait. You got to have patience. You got to have your own conviction. You got to do your own research. All these projects that G is mentioning, that FUMA's mentioned, that Ninna, that I've mentioned, anybody, that any content creator or whatever you consider us, any of us have said, if you don't do your own research and your own due diligence, you're shooting your own self in the foot, man. That's on you.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? So
and most likely, like that type of investor. Most likely that type of investor is somebody who just goes off like something that they hear a YouTuber say and they don't do any research. They end up panic selling when it goes even redder, right? They end up panic selling and they sell at a loss, and then they come at you and go like, dude, this crypto is selling. You said it was a deep red. What the hell? Like I jumped in on it. Like, yeah.
Hey, when I hear new people or I just certain people, period, say they getting out, I ask FUMA. I text FUMA. Yep, I'm gonna get it. Yep, I'm gonna buy some more.
Yeah.
I love the fear, right? Even in our community. If I smell fear in the community, it's a go for me. I'm on attack if I smell fear.
Dude, remember how big the fear was in 2023 when you had like XRP community inner fighting because like people started losing the faith. They're like, wow, this is never even gonna get back to $1. Right? It was just hanging around 25 cents, 21 cents, 50 cents forever.
I was eating it up.
It was
You know
hard
what it
to
reminded
it
me
was
of?
harder then to convince people to buy XRP than it is now because of the way we've been conditioned in life. When things go up or when things are a certain color, red means stop, green means go, right?
Yeah.
So we've been
Not
conditioned.
crypto.
Exactly. We've been conditioned backwards. So think backwards. In crypto, green means stop or sell it. And red means gobble, gobble,
Gobble,
gobble,
gobble, gobble.
Dude, yeah. When you buy red across the board, the moment you get green, you got options. You can sell, you can take profit, you can, you can continue holding if you want to. If you're on for the long ride, you want higher targets, but at least you got options. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? Like, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna talk no more, y'all. This show is about G. So I'm excited like everybody else. So I'm probably lying. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yo, who do we got in the chat? Who do we got in the chat? Any questions in the chat?
Yeah,
Check,
exactly.
I know
Shout
y'all
out
got
to the
questions for G.
chat.
I know if you ain't got a
I
question
know
for G,
you have a
I
question.
don't know what you're doing, man. I'm
Y'all-
telling you.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
it went deeper.
I got a,
man, you know?
I got a couple coins that I want to ask G about, and maybe not right now, but it's a couple that G mentioned. I'm never gonna be the person that's gonna say, "Oh yeah, I done saw or listened to a couple of different plays, and I haven't jumped into them yet, but I have done my due diligence on these two. Well, one of them. The other one I just heard about this past week, and it's one that G is really interested and really excited about. So I want to give him the opportunity to speak on that at some point in this show. He probably know what I'm talking about already too.
I think it starts with an X.
It's the Amica coin.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. We'll talk about that one. Yeah. Let me get to Remy here really quick. So G, thoughts on Solo and Corium? I was talking about it just earlier, right, with you guys. Solo, Corium, and let's not forget Pulsara. Pulsara was airdropped to Solo and Corium holders. It's SARA, the SARA token. This crypto was released and airdropped during a bear cycle. So people are like, okay, first off, it was airdropped from Solo and Corium, so I'm just gonna think Solo and Corium are better, right? But we forget the value of low caps, right? We forget the value of the volatility of a very low cap crypto. So SARA is lower cap than Solo and Corium. I'm not saying I choose that one over them, but I'm saying like this thing could do some things as well, right? So Solo, Corium, they run when XRP starts to run. When XRP starts running, Solo and Corium start doing their own show.
Is this the coin we're talking about right here?
Yeah,
It's,
Pulsara.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Okay. Oh, we like the double zeros in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, man. $5, never think about it again.
You hear that number, y'all? G give y'all good numbers. I always say, hey man, 500, 1,000, 100, whatever. I was so big at it. I'm trying to retire.
Get it down on money. Come on, man.
I'm trying to
man,
retire.
Okay, wait. What's $5 a day or $10 a day? Like 35 to 70 bucks. Some people throw about $100 a week towards crypto. I can see. I think that's like a healthy amount. Right?
Yeah.
So,
what G is telling you to do is be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? $5 a day, no matter what the price is. It doesn't matter if it's 20 cents up or 20 cents down. You're doing $5 a day. That's dollar cost average, and that's really how you dollar cost average.
Yeah, and I don't stress over it. It's money. It's every day. It's money that I'm like, okay, it's gone anyway. Like I don't care. Like.
Yeah, you're gonna mess that money off anyway. You're gonna fuck that money up anyway, right?
And look at it. $5.
Now, G, when you say coffee money, like you just said, that's $5, $10, but you're not limiting people when you're saying, okay, if they have more, then they should put more in, right?
Hey man, that's what I'm willing to lose on a daily basis. I'm willing to invest daily at whatever deep red of choice that tickles my fancy that day that I want whole numbers of, that people are super afraid to talk about. Like hell, I threw $5 or actually I threw $10. Sorry, I just already lied there, but I threw $10 at Dragon Chain at 008 because they tanked in like 24 hours and the hourly like 10+%. It went up to $30. Bam! I take my $10 out, I keep the $20 in there and ride Dragon Chain, ride the free Dragon Chain money up to the, wherever it goes. And then I decided wherever the other $10 goes, right? So,
has there ever been a crypto or a deep red that you said, you know what? I'm gonna take that risk and not $5, but maybe 1,000 or 100 or 500.
I did that in the past, and I'll never do it again.
Okay.
Yeah. I messed up real big time in my first 2 years, and I'm never gonna do that again. I just, you know what? I realize we have more. Like, maybe we don't have as much time as we think, but we're not even in the micropayments era. Like, I'm seeing what Interledger is building here, right? The Interledger protocol, and I've said this a lot. The plan is ISO 20022 married to the Interledger protocol, which will be the underlayer of the whole internet. It will be responsible for every transaction that goes over the internet. And we're not there yet with full implementation of that project. What that project is going to allow subscription model as we know it will be destroyed. You're going to be streaming micropayments for every content that you consume. Every website you go to will be streaming micro pennies to the amount of time that you're spending on this content. Why is this important? It helps advertisers know what you actually like to watch. Instead of just like a statistic that says 1 view for this movie, they know exactly how much of that movie you watched, how many seconds. They get richer data from the micro data of ISO 20022 and ILP. They're going to be able to know you better than you know yourself because they know how much time you actually spend on the subject. You ever get recommended a movie sometime on Netflix and you're like, dude, they said because I watched this movie that they recommend this movie. I was like, dude, I didn't even watch that movie for more than 10 minutes. Like, I don't care about this list. Right. Dude, with that data, they'll be able to go, oh, this person didn't watch that much, so let's not recommend him these movies. Maybe how about the one that he saw like the whole film? Let's recommend these types of movies, right? Like, and this can go to everything. Like, it's not only just movies. I talk movies because like I'm thinking micropayments is going to be really big for content creators and YouTube creators and stuff like that. Right? YouTube is going to embrace this big time. X is going to embrace this big time. Imagine the amount of time, like somebody every time they click on your post and look at it, you're getting little micro date, payments for it. Like, it's going to be, dude, this is what's going to save our economy. Like, we're already seeing how far this traditional financial system could go. But once we're on these digital rails, like micropayments and monetization is going to be the thing. So I think we have a long way till then. Like, I think it's another like 5 years at least. Right? I think like 2032 or 2030, we're really starting to get into it and seeing like amazing innovation. And, that's why I just chip away. I'm like, dude, we have all the time in the world. I never have FOMO mentality anymore. And if it decides to go, it decides to go, man. Like, but I think we got one more. I think we got one more ridiculous speculative bull cycle where you're going to hear your family, your friends are totally into it. They're going to have a Coinbase without a doubt. Without a doubt. They're going to have a Robinhood where they can buy their crypto.
They got them. They got Robinhood now.
Yeah. PayPal is offering crypto. All these avenues are already prepping for the freaking hype that's going to be coming. And, the large amount of users. You're going to have your friends and families talking about it. It's going to feel like we're here, right? Like, oh, we're finally here. There's no way it goes back down from here. Like, and if it does, it's not going to go down that much, right? And then next thing you know, cyber event happens because we're still running on traditional rails that rely on centralized systems. And a bunch of these cryptos are absolutely frauds. Absolutely frauds. They really provide no utility outside of speculation.
Yep.
So I think we got the time, and I don't want to grow gray hairs, dude. I know what it's like to invest big money sometimes. And then like, you're just sitting there on the screen, like, please just give me 1% green. Please just give me 1% green. Right? Just that's it. And I'll sell right away. And then it goes 1% green and you get greedy. You're like, oh, this thing's moving. I'm going to wait for 5% now. I'm going to wait for 5. And then they freaking dump on you. Right. So I don't like stressing anymore. I just rather go, hey, all this money that I have in here now was money that I was willing to lose to begin with. So I win. If it goes up, it goes down, I win. Yeah.
Say, G, that's why like all the I call the alternate cryptos I get into.
Dude. Yeah.
My whole thing with them is all of the profit for that goes to Cosmos or Osmosis for me.
Yeah, there we go.
You have to have a plan. You have to have a plan for the extra things that you do outside of your blue chips. So if you get into these extra assets or different tokens, these low caps, why are you doing it? So you have to have a why you're doing it. You can't do it just because everybody don't do things. Let me take this back, because like G always say, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I don't do things because everybody else is doing it.
Right.
Don't be a follower. Be a leader. Especially if you're here now in this space, you're probably the first one in your group, in your family, in your bunch. You are the leader.
Let me ask you about this.
Pull your pants up, tie your boots up, and lead. You know what I'm saying? Take responsibility. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
Sui. What are your thoughts on Sui?
Sui is another one of those young ecosystems, and I think they're legit. We don't know what a bull cycle looks like for that one. That one has a good chance of being the next Solana, right? Where it just starts going, right? That's another young ecosystem to take advantage of, like cryptos that are connected to Sui. So again, we're going to go to a highly speculative cycle. People are just going to be it's going to be bonkers, guys. We've never seen anything like this, like that's going to happen. It's going to be $10+ trillion in the market, right? We're going to see $10 trillion market. Everybody's going to be into it, and they're going to most likely be into their celebrity meme coins or their cartoon coins or their gaming coins, right? Because metaverse is going to be coming back. Play to earn is going to be coming back. DeFi is going to be booming, right? But once again, we're building up our rewards right now, right? We're building them up right now because people are going to chase the pump and then like put their stuff into staking and then, thinking they're going to be making passive income for life, right? And then it freaking dumps on them, right? And they didn't build up enough rewards to get their initial out. They didn't get it, hold
on, say that last one again about staking. Keep because it takes a little bit. Take 30 days to get out, but keep going.
Oh yeah. Some ecosystems allow you to unstake right away, which is wonderful. But the Cosmos ecosystem's got this rule where they call it delegating and undelegating. So when you undelegate, it's basically just staking. When you unstake or undelegate, you have to wait a couple of weeks for that to undelegate. So that's got to be part of your strategy as well. It's like, okay, I think things are getting bullish, and you don't have enough rewards that are your initial amount that you were staking. You probably want to start undelegating so you can at least, enjoy the bull cycle or enjoy the profits. Once again, not a financial advisor, not a pro trader, guys. I'm just speaking for personal experience as always. And, if we're going to go to trillions upon trillions of dollars, having whole numbers of these finite cryptos that are low supply is already going to be setting ourselves apart from millions of other people who are going to be fighting for drops. They're going to be fighting for these micro pennies. The future is people plugged in all the time, wearing VR headsets, trying to, earn drops of our cryptos, right? Like it's unfortunate, but that's why I'd rather be plugged in early. That's why I'd rather be on a computer screen trying to research all these freaking cryptos like right now before, before this becomes like the stocks. And everybody is just glued to it now, thinking that they're making great gains, like off just like stock level percentage gains. Right.
So I'll tell y'all this: whatever blockchain integrates with the software, it's a software called Unity, and they use it for augmented and virtual reality.
Oh, man, I got some good alpha for you, my dude.
Oh wow, what you got there?
Okay, you know how I've been liking on XPX, right?
Yeah.
People have been probably asking about XPX in the chat there too. So Proxima X, Serious Chain, a little history. They won a CBDC tech sprint in 2022. The finalists with them in the CBDC tech sprint was being able to distribute end to end and like do a whole end to end, CBDC life cycle from the beginning to end, right? So the finalists for that were Dragonfly FinTech that uses Proxima X and Serious Chain, Ripple, Stellar, and R3. So at the time, we were all stoked. Like, dude, this is it. Ripple's going to be announced the winner for providing end-to-end CBDCs. This is going to be bonkers. Like, once they announce it, it's just game over, right? XRP is going to freaking moon, right? Me being a little bit like a hype boy at the time. Now I try to be more level-headed. But Dragonfly FinTech ends up winning, right, this CBDC tech sprint. So they're the only proven blockchain that we know about publicly that the BIS G20 Monetary Authority of Singapore has said you can provide the whole end-to-end CBDC experience. So where does this go with Unity, right? Where does this go with Unity now? They view themselves, and I know Brad Garlinghouse has this whole thing, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. I think he, if you listen to him in that last Ripple Swell when they asked him, like, does the peanut butter manifesto still relevant in crypto? He was like starting to like, he's like, you know, with XRP, we just want to stick with settlement, but we understand that there's other projects out there that want to be an everything project. XPX is one of these everything projects. It can provide data, storage, and compute, the whole shebang. It has one of the largest supports of SDKs. And then they have a metaverse, FUMA. They have a working metaverse that is like a proof of concept metaverse. You can totally tell, but they have games in that they have little mini games that you can play, earn little game tokens of them, right? And if you go into the main metaverse, Unity pops up on the loading screen for that metaverse. It's like it's loaded by freaking Unity. So
what coin is this? I gotta type it in, dog.
Dude, okay, so you're gonna go to okay, so this is XPX, Sirius Chain Proxima X, but the metaverse that they have, and they have their own metaverse token that is built on Sirius Chain. It's called METXR, METXAR. You're gonna go to METXR's metaverse. I think you have to maybe sign up or something, but you know, It's fine. You're not like asked to give your private keys or any private information, you know. But you sign up, right? The moment you have an account, you click on the metaverse and the loading screen shows the Unity logo loading up this metaverse. So
y'all don't know, Unity is it for augmented and virtual reality.
Yeah, it's big. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
So VR, like anyone with a DoD contract, they're using Unity.
Yeah.
All of them. And it's a gaming engine.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're talking about a project that not only provides end-to-end CBDCs, but a metaverse, and Unity is down with collaborating with them, it seems like, or at least they know how to use Unity's technology for their metaverse. Like, you don't see Gala Games doing this, right? You don't see Go Gala freaking doing this, right? So this is interesting stuff, man. This is like something to keep an eye out for. I'm really excited for this crypto because I think it's one of those deep reds that has those, like that CBDC NDA, you know, just like SHX was quiet for 5 years. I think they won that 2022 tech sprint, and then he just said, yo, shut up. So around 2027, how convenient when the cyber event happens and like we start to see the cryptos that it can provide decentralized recovery, right? It can, dude, it's the only blockchain that's a hybrid blockchain, and XPC can't do this, that can reverse transactions. It's a clawback. You can reverse the transaction if it wasn't, like if something between the bank to bank didn't go right. You can reverse the transaction. This is for, I mean, it's a permissioned, like you got half permissioned and permissionless going on here, right? But for the enterprises, this is very appealing. This is very appealing.
Crazy, because the chain keeps going forward with transactions, but you could pull a transaction out of the chain and reverse it.
Yeah.
And the chain will still settle the ledger will still settle up on the nodes.
The blocks will still produce, right? The blocks will still produce. And what's it called? What was I gonna say with that as well? Dang it. Oh yeah, it's ISO 20,000 and ISO 20,000. They on their website they say ISO Swift compatible. So like they're approved by the NIST, the National Institute Standards of Technology of the U.S. They have developers in the U.S. already. They already like they're not just like this, Eastern crypto that's based out of Singapore, right? So
if they're messing with NIST already, that means there's some government contracts behind that.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Straight up government.
I got put back.
If you look at the founder's LinkedIn, I've done my research. The founder's LinkedIn still shows that he's presently still working at Dragonfly FinTech and Proxima X Sirius Chain. They released a storage mainnet this year. They released a new wallet that is called the Sirius MX wallet. If you understand what the MX means in ISO 20022 language, That means the new messaging standard. That means it's not MT messages, it is MX messages. Like, dude, this project is like running like a ninja underneath the weeds while everybody, we talk about the cryptos people are afraid of, but I don't mind for crypto that's triple zeros that, once again, like, let's say I'm just like finding out about this for the first time and I heard all those things, like that to me checks a lot of boxes. I'll throw $5 at it and then have it prove to me that it is an end-to-end CBDC solutions provider. Because a small swing here could be life-changing at triple zeros, right? If this becomes the true end-to-end powerhouse, we're talking about a multi-$100 worth crypto that I just invested $5 in the early days. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the plays I like to make. It has to dig itself out of the deep reds first, create new all-time highs, and then also fulfill its freaking vision, right? Which it has to be a higher price in order to, we already know, so many people make that argument with XRP, and it can complement XRP. It can complement XRP.
Check this out. I want to drop this last.
Nina, did you have something up there?
What's up?
Nina, can you hear us?
Oh, she dropped out.
No, I see her on the screen, but it sounds like
she went to go get some XPX.
Oh,
yeah.
She just can't hear us. Hold on, let me try to remove her then.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to talk about Marvin Davis's Amico question real quick. So, AMIKO. This one is like graduated off Pump.Fun. I mean, I'm usually not a big fan of these type of projects, but this one definitely caught my eye because of digital twins. I think this is a narrative that we're very early on. It's a 1 billion supply. It's like at 2 pennies, 3 cents. Once again, I get this is why I like throwing $5, man, because like having whole numbers of like a very low supply crypto, it's, dude, yeah, there's plenty of these that I talk about in the deep reds. There's one called BDP that's 80 million supply at 2 cents. Okay, I'll hold on for 10 years. I don't care. Like, just, fulfill your freaking vision. Fulfill your vision. That's all I'm asking.
I got a different one for you, man. That you mentioned maybe about a month ago. You back, sis?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just kicked me backstage and I was stuck.
All right. So
good.
So this is it, G. I believe the ticker symbol is SQT Subquery Network.
Yes.
Can you talk about that one? Can you explain that one?
Subquery token. I can't really talk too much about the tech, but I just know about the partnerships. They're connected with Stellar. They're connected with the Cosmos ecosystem, XRPL, a lot of the major layer ones, and it's a 000 crypto.
Where can you find it at?
I think you can find it. You can find it.
Phantom, I know. I know on Phantom for sure. The Phantom wallet.
Yeah, I think you can find it through. Unfortunately, I think you can definitely get it through BitTrue. Unfortunately, I'm in the US, so they don't like all these. Dude, we used to have so much fun with KuCoin and MXC, but now they don't allow for US customers, which is bogus.
They reinstated my BitTrue.
It's on BitTrue?
They reinstated I don't know if it's on BitTrue, but they reinstated my BitTrue account.
Oh, nice.
Yes, they're on Gate, MXC, Uniswap. Looks like Crypto.com's got them now.
Nice.
Yeah, looks like Crypto.com has got it. SQT.
Yeah.
Go back. Down.
Oh, you talking about the bottom?
I'm trying to see the price.
Oh, I'll go to the price for you. Price is like G said, 0005.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not trying to like FOMO and get a million of these. I'm not trying to FOMO and get a million of these, but if my $5 gets me 1,000 of these, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Of how much of a supply? What's the supply count?
It's unlimited supply, but total supply right now is at over 10 mil.
Okay, there we go, dude. If I can get 1,000 out of a 10 mil supply, I'll freaking take it, dude.
Sorry, 10 billion. Sorry about that.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, 10 billion. Yeah.
It's all good.
The supply, man, it's only at what? 3 billion.
Yeah.
Low trading volume, only 127,000, fully diluted.
Hell, I almost love it when a crypto is triple zeros like this and it has billions of supply. I would prefer millions, but sometimes I feel when you have that billion supply, like, XRP, I think was like a leader in this and very forward looking. They were very much taking into account mass adoption, and like people possibly losing their XRP, like a lot of like, just like making sure that this thing has some staying power, like has some longevity to it. That's why I'm not afraid of these like large supply, type of cryptos, because I think they're just trying to take it into account. You're going to have a bunch of people on your platform.
So somebody said Plume. All right, we're going to look up Plume. Plume.
Oh, yeah, that looks like a nice deep red.
Yeah, I think he's a Bullish Bird. Yeah, Bullish Bird turned me on Plume. Shout out Bullish Bird if you're in the chat, bro. Shout out the whole chat, man. Whoever here, man. We appreciate y'all putting in the support.
And isn't it better when you have people who are instead of them shouting out tokens that already pumped and like did filthy stuff and they just jumped on and they're trying to get other people to jump on? Isn't it better when you see the chat going, hey, how about this crypto? And it's like deep red across the board. Deep red.
Yeah.
It feels better, right?
68% down. Get it all day, baby. Get it all day.
Yeah.
I have another question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So what is the one thing you struggle with when it comes to investing in crypto?
Nina, you came prepared.
Knowing when to take profits and how much of the profits to take is my big.
Man,
that's hard for you to take profit, bro. Keep going.
Yeah, because I get really pissed. Like I don't want these institutions to buy me out of my bags. So I'm like I'm trying to be more of a long-term holder until we're in that micro. Like I want to see the full vision realized. I want to like get to that era of micro payments. So these speculative pumps that happen, I get kind of pissed because I'm like, damn man, they just got some of my crypto and I just traded it for fiat, right? I just traded it for freaking fiat, but right now we're still in the fiat system, right? But so that's the thing I kind of struggle with. And it's just, and also knowing when to like, I think what I've learned from the past bull cycle is like, we have to wait for one of these blue chips to break their previous all-time high to confirm bull cycle, right? To confirm like alt season is really going. People think alt season has begun because of Zcash and Dash and stuff. Maybe, but dude, if you look at the all-time high of Zcash's all-time high is $2,000+ bro. So it had a really nice relief rally. It gave us a tremendous relief rally, right? It crashed all the way down from that high to $25 freaking dollars. We were due for high volatility back towards the upside, right? So we need to see that. That's when I think alt season happens. So like, but it's hard to know when the top happens, man. At the end of the day, if we make profits, we're happy with it. If we're able to get our initial out and then some, we're happy with it. But it always sucks when it goes more and it like 2x's more and you're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
And since you've been in crypto, when was a time that you've been most afraid of the market, if any?
Okay, so still going back to the first question, I also have a hard time. I also have a hard time knowing when to give up on a crypto. Knowing when a crypto is just truly dead. When it's a truly dead crypto. I have the hardest time. Kin, I'm still praying that Kin is a freaking live, but dude, Kin is 6 zeros now. Like it could be life changing. It could be just like truly dead. I just gotta accept my losses on some of these. But
hey, at least you didn't say Kadena.
I'm happy I'm happy I never buy into any cryptos that are saying, hey, we're a proof of work crypto. I don't really I'm not a fan. Obviously proof of work don't work and proof of work don't make you the most gains. I'm sorry, dude. BTC has been outgained by the alts every time. But
it's funny you say that. I was mining Flux and my electricity bill was killing me. I turned the rig off and all the video cards from my crypto mining rig are in all my computers in the house right now. Running a Plex server as well. That's how bad it is.
So the thing that whenever I was most afraid was my first year. I chased the pump on XRP pretty bad. Just got to see XRP go from about luckily I got in at around like $1 at the time, and then it went to $3. And I was like, oh man, this thing is like the new Bitcoin. Like this is it. Like we're about to see XRP do some crazy stuff. And then I went on my, I learned my hardest lesson with XRP and Doge. I had millions of Doge. Thought it was a joke, right? These are learning lessons. Like cryptos that seem dead or seem like jokes even. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the, cryptos that seem like jokes, but cryptos that seem dead, right? We're in a speculative cycle. Anything could freaking happen. And Doge was a perfect teacher for that. And if a joke crypto can go to billions of, market cap, anything is freaking possible. That's why I love the deep reds with quality. That's why I like the deep reds with quality. I had millions of Doge, y'all. I had millions and sold all of them. That's why I don't believe selling all of your crypto. People go like, hey, I'm selling all of my this for that. I'm like, okay. All right. That's you.
And keep it just in case it pumps. You still got to pee.
I have
completely.
Yeah. Dude, we got more time than we think, man. Like, I think this reset begins, like the switch really starts to flip, like maybe summer of 2026, right? So I think, I think we still got a little bit of time. And then, dude, it's, when this guy is, hey, when I'm the president, things kind of go down. Things kind of get crazy, right? We can get bullish, though. It can be very, very bullish. Trump is going to show how big of a joke this whole speculative space is. The Trump token is going to be the #1 token. It's going to dethrone Bitcoin. It's going to be a fantastic thing. It's going to be the best crypto you've ever seen, right? And then cyber event happens. And then we see, XRP take the top spot. And then we see freaking Bearable Guy finally put on a crown and say, I've been waiting to be king this whole freaking time. And we're back at the castle where we started. And it's a blue castle. It's a blue brick castle. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Does anyone in the chat have any more questions for G? We're coming on the hour. We could go.
We can go overtime.
Yeah,
or at least let me get a 5-minute
we're
break.
already overtime.
Hey, I'm grateful for y'all. Thanks for letting me just run my mouth on here and
we want you, G.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Well, I ain't gonna say it live, but we appreciate you, bro. And I said when we get off, you know what I'm saying, because I don't want to, say too much. But yeah, man, that's kind of what this is. You feel what I'm saying? It was a void in the system for lack of not wanting to say too damn much, you know what I'm saying? But we need this, man. We need the OGs to have a voice in this space. We need everybody in this space that represents us, that's going through the same struggle we going through, to have a voice in the space and be able to explain who they are, you know what I'm saying, in full, you know what I'm saying, how they want to explain themselves. So I just said too much already, but you get what I'm getting at, man. The platform was put together for people like you to come on and give back to the community, man, and and get an alpha, man, so everybody kind of, be able to build their own blueprint and their own plan and understand. This brother's been in the space, 8 years or more, you know what I'm saying? So he's seen the ups and the downs. You get what I'm saying? So it's just another wise conversation, another dope conversation, man, and I appreciate it, man. We are.
I have to ask this one question. Man. I got more. Marvin, I gotta ask him this one question.
Hey man, and you guys got me for as long, I'm good. I'm gonna go till 9 or 9:30, whatever, man. You guys got me.
Shit, that's right.
You go.
All right.
Shit.
Okay,
what
so
are
I
your
got a couple more? Go ahead.
What are your top 5 coins?
All right, top 5 coins right off the cuff. XRP, SHX, XLM, HBAR, and Algorand.
Ooh.
Fuma, you stole that question from me, bro.
Clutch my
Bro,
pearls. No, you know those are Fuma's last questions.
Hey, I don't mind throwing Algorand out for XDC. Right, there's
Ooh.
definitely honorable mentions. Right, XDC is definitely like one of the those blue chips for sure. You don't want to not like have a portfolio with no XDC in it. That's for sure. But yeah, right off the cuff, I'll just say those cryptos for sure.
Okay.
give them solid.
Yeah.
I got
Dude,
one more.
I'm surprised I even say Solana because Solana is treated as well, over the years and stuff like that. But Solana, like I think Solana is going to go to $1,000+ man. Like honestly, like I don't think Solana stopped. And dude, when all these meme coins and the celebrity meme coins, they're just going to follow Trump and like release them on Solana, right? Like, this speculative cycle is going to be very, very favorable for SOL, right?
Yeah,
There's going to be a lot of like solar symbolism in 2026. You're going to have a solar flare event because the heat is getting freaking crazy. You're going to have people into solar panels. It's going to be all about soul, SO, like, so I don't think Solana's done just yet. They got connections with Ripple, y'all. They formed a payments coalition with Stellar and other projects, right? So Anatoly, dude, we talked about this back in the day. Greg Kidd, the puppet master of the freaking crypto space here, guys. Like, luckily his Hard Yaka portfolio told us about HBAR at 2 cents, Solana at $1, right? Cody at 2 cents. This guy was the chief risk officer at Ripple, early investor in Twitter. This guy is the puppet master of this Web3 revolution that's happening, man.
Okay, real quick. This is my last question. I'm gonna let y'all rock out. What coin should we be talking about, G? There's what coin that we not talking about that should we be talking about?
All right. Okay. We love the blue chip cryptos. You guys know I'll always choose those over any coin, but this coin, I'm just baffled. Like, there's so many people who do so much research in ISO 20022, and you have a crypto that literally proved that it can provide end-to-end CBDC distribution, right? And nobody talks about it. This crypto's founder, the other crypto that he founded was freaking NEM, and that was a top 3 gaining crypto in the 2018 bull cycle, y'all. XRP, XLM, and NEM were the top 3 gaining cryptos of that bull cycle. He left NEM. He's on XPX now, right? He was on Ethereum early days, and he was a very early person. And, who knows if he's right or wrong still because Ethereum's doing things, right? But he says he was already seeing the writing on the wall with Ethereum. That's why he went to go create NEM. And then NEM ended up becoming a big gainer, right? Left NEM, and now he's working with XPX and Proxima X. So I'm, for all the ISO 20022 people, who like to shout out XRP, XLM, XDC, and all these other obvious ISO 20022 cryptos, this crypto is not talked about by any influencer, no YouTuber, no X posts. I'm literally just like I was with SHX, right? I was saying SHX is the ISO 20022 crypto at 000, y'all. Right? I was the only one on a freaking island.
Yeah, he been beating XPX for a minute, y'all. XPX, XX Network, and then there was another one, X.
Oh yeah, XX Network's my deep red of 2025, and still everybody cares about privacy. You have a crypto that's proven quantum resistance and building privacy CBDCs for the Swiss National Bank and the BIS Project Turbulent, dude, yeah, and hell, you want another one? Dragon Chain, bro, DRGN. Born out of Disney, the first open source project coming out from Disney. So Disney's enterprise connections, don't you? Right? Their freaking system is interoperable with ISO 20022. It's 2 pennies for a 433 million supply crypto. It's hard as hell to get. Nobody has really interest in getting it, but they're still building. They're probably under NDAs and shutting the hell up and just playing ball. They've been laughing at your face by having their founder do a stream every single week, right? Open to questions from people all the freaking time, right?
That total supply is low.
Yeah.
Tune in so you can
Hold on,
stay
man. Let
tuned
me
in.
show y'all. I gotta show you
I'm
this.
telling
dog.
y'all.
It's
I'm
crazy
telling
right
y'all.
here. I'm like, hold
Yeah.
on.
Tune in so you can stay tuned in. I'm telling y'all, man.
Let me get this
Yeah.
real quick, everybody.
I'm telling you, man.
And hey, guys, I've been wrong on some of these other ISO 20022. I mean, it's still up to debate, really, but like, there's this one that was like a recent failure called XOR, Sora. I talked about XOR, but once again, guys, like, this is why I always talk $5, $10, because like I know people are always trying to look at how much money to throw at these things, and I'm not telling them what to do. I'm not a financial advisor, but once again, with these cryptos that are so deep in the reds, a small swing really could go a long way, especially if they end up being a freaking powerhouse. Like if they fulfill that vision and they're doing ISO 20022 payments, you have whole numbers of something that people are going to fight over drops for. They're going to be working a whole day's worth of work, 9 to 9 p.m., earning one whole number or one half a whole number of what you already have whole numbers of.
Let me ask this question, man. If somebody new was coming in and they didn't want to, or they wasn't comfortable taking the risk,
Right.
what 2 or 3 cryptos would you suggest at this price, at these prices that we have today? What would you suggest that a new person do their research on and maybe
Oh my goodness. I'm
maybe
sorry, go ahead.
invest in?
No, I love that question, Marvin Davis. Love XRP. I always think XRP is my first thing to talk to people about because this is going to be, people are going to be fighting for drops for this one for sure. So XRP is probably the first one I talk to them about. I say it's the first of its kind. It went in the opposite direction of Bitcoin, so you're already hedging. You're already like taking a risk, sure, but if this thing fulfills its vision, it's going to be a bigger payoff, right? Because it was so bold and going completely in the opposite direction of proof of work. I'll give you 3 more: XLM, Algorand, and HBAR. Those are the 3 I usually recommend to newbies because they can get it on Coinbase. Usually a newbie, when they come on, just like me, I got a Coinbase account, right? So I want it to be a crypto that it's very easily accessible for them to get. And then, I say like, hey, if you get a paycheck, I don't know how big your paycheck is, but I'm just going to like make up a number. If you get like about 1,000 a week or 1,000 every 2 weeks or something like that, right? I'm throwing maybe, I like doing just $5 a day, right, into crypto. I like doing coffee money a day, right? Getting whole numbers. But, maybe throwing 100 a week into XRP. And then, you got your 100 in XRP. Now, next week, HBAR. The week after that, Algorand. The week after that, XLM, right? And then if you want to dig, if you start getting happy with your positions there after doing that for a while, then for sure SHX, right? SHX becomes that next level, and then that's when you start getting like a different wallet to get it, right? You start becoming a degen at that point. You start becoming a degen at that point. You start getting hundreds of wallets at that point. You start going, oh man, I love crypto at that point.
The man.
Gee, for those that don't know, when did you get into crypto?
Got into crypto in 2016.
Oh wow, a minute. Okay.
G's are OG. So,
OG.
do you see why we are so honored to have this brother on now? I'm a backdoor with this question since she asked that one. For record and for not relevance, would just say for record. When did you get into SHX, or when did you find Stronghold, and when did you start making content about it?
Found Stronghold in 2018. Started making when I started making content in 2017 about XRP. Was talking about XLM and XRP for a good bit. I was already convinced that XRP and XLM. At first I just didn't want to. I didn't want to miss out on either of them. Right? I understood the beef with Jed McCaleb and all that stuff, but I was like, I know how they play this game. They try to like this, They never tell you the full truth, right? And sometimes they want multiple, right? They want a Pepsi, they want a Coca-Cola, right? Sometimes they want multiple of these things, right? So we were talking XRP and XLM, and then SHX was in 2018. The moment it was created, or Stronghold was announced, we were jumping in. We were jumping in on talking about and educating peeps on, hey, look at this. This thing has Ripple and Stellar partnerships, right? Oh, look out. The founder came from XRP, even though they're saying they're building on Stellar and IBM WorldWire. They came from, they built that first stable coin for XRP.
Well, give me a little thought process on Axelar, AXL with isn't it bridging Stronghold, Stellar, and Ripple now?
The bridge of bridges, we like to call it. Axelar is the bridge of bridges. And that's why, once again, FUMA, that's why the freaking Cosmos ecosystem's undervalued, brother. People are sleeping on IPFS, Interplanetary Filing System. Filecoin runs on this. The IBC Cosmos runs on this. Very few cryptos run on this. Coin is one of them. Decentralized storage is going to be a necessity, man. This is why we like XPX, because it provides decentralized storage as well.
Yep, that's true. Decentralized storage, y'all. We can
Dude, your crypto can be amazing. If it's still relying on a centralized rail for storage, it's screwed. It's screwed. If it's partnering up with Filecoin, Akash, Coin, Storex, XPX, Edge Network, dude, any crypto that is the decentralized filing storage type of thing. I mean, people are saying Filecoin is the Bitcoin of the decentralized storage cryptos, and I agree with that, because freaking Brad Garlinghouse openly admitted that he was a angel investor in it. Greg Kidd openly admitted that he was an angel investor in it. He had it in his freaking Hard Yaka portfolio, right? So Filecoin's going to be one of those chosen ones. Filecoin's not too great at payment transfer, though, right? But it's great at what it does with decentralized storage. So that's going to be a big thing.
I think that's another thing too, is understanding that all of these coins and tokens do different things. They
Arweave's a big one, yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat says something. We can we got some in the chat. Can we respond to the chat? The chat got.
How do we feel about ICP? I liked it more in the deep reds. I could show you, man. I got it on this notepad. I got it on the notepad.
Hey,
I got the receipts.
Be in deep reds until they get back to $100.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but we don't chase pumps, man. We go with the when it's red across the board here. Let's see where ICP was at on our freaking thing here. Give me a second, guys. Where you at, ICP? Come here.
I can show it. I'll pump it on the screen if you want.
Yeah, put it up. But I want to show the receipts, because I like putting, I like proving it. I like proving it. Well, we have Filecoin right here Filecoin right there at $1.07 right here on the deep red. Let's go for, where you at, ICP?
That joke used to be $400 something.
Romeo
dude.
G that said he had a question for G.
What up, Romeo? What's up, bro?
Yeah, ICP right here, 290, right? 290 for ICP. Right before this is, dude, we like it when the crypto is called dead, right? When the crypto is believed to be dead, that's when we like these cryptos. I don't like chasing the pump on ICP right now, because I don't know. Sure, it may continue going. The worst mentality to have, in my opinion, is the mentality of there's still more juice left in the tank. Look at that all-time high. There's still much more juice left in the tank, right? Every crypto will retrace. Every crypto will retrace and have retracements. If it has a significant retracement on the 7-day, the 30-day, then maybe we start talking, and it's still in the single digits, then maybe we start talking about ICP again. But if it's a straight line up right now, we're not chasing that pump, man. We're not chasing it. People already chased the pump at the $8 range. I saw ICP earlier at like $8 to $9. People chased that pump, and now they're going like on Twitter. They're going on Twitter. They're doing YouTube lives going, ICP is the next biggest thing, guys. They're trying to get people to chase the freaking pump. They're trying to get people to get it back to their price level that they initially bought it at.
Listen, when it pump like this, you want to be in profit, and you want to be giggling like I just giggle. I don't own ICP, right?
Yeah.
But I saw ICP at like a lot of us saw different projects at lower levels. Shout out to lower level too. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
But we what G is explaining in the way a lot of us like to do with these assets, and we're gonna let Sis read Romeo's.
He answered it already.
Okay. what we like to do is buy these things on discount when nobody else wants them, and then when they blow, I ain't saying I'm laughing at you. I'm just saying I'm laughing. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, we want these projects before they release a product like caffeine.ai. That's what made ICP start running. They were dead, they were silent, right? Nobody was hearing from them. Everybody was chasing the AI agent coins, right? Because they were pumping. And then next thing you know, caffeine.ai releases, ICP starts going, everybody starts talking about ICP now. This is a bad habit of the whole crypto space. I put up a post on my X. If you're talking about a crypto that is already pumped, don't take it personal. I am muting you. If I follow you, I am muting you. Or unfollowing sometimes, man. Like if you're just doing that all the time, like I'm not trying to build bad habits in this space. You know, I did that in my early days. I loved all the hype videos. I loved all the people who were just talking awesomely about a coin that was freaking pumping, and I chased the freaking pump. I've learned my lesson. I'm never doing it again. Never. Never.
Ooh.
Oh, that's why you say
Good lesson,
you like ZBCN when it was at 000s.
Yeah. I liked it when it was at the 000s, man. I set my position early, right? And I'm just enjoying the ride.
I like it at this price. I don't like it at this price.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'd say a lot of times too. And I got that from him. I stole it, G, my bad. But I'm just saying.
Hey, it's all good, Marvin Davis, dude. Marvin Davis, you've been awesome on our channel, bro. You're one of those tigers, bro. You're one of those tigers, man. So you definitely know what the mentality is like, man. You've proven it to yourself, right? Like you're not just doing what I'm doing. Like you've proven it to you found your own method. You've proven it to yourself, man. So like, you know, you're a freaking tiger, bro. You're a tiger.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. FUMA's the tiger, dude. He still loves the Cosmos ecosystem, and everybody's giving up on it.
Exactly.
Man, Cosmos crazy.
He knows, though. He's the cybersecurity guy, dude. He knows.
We got a dope ass plan too, though, y'all. So
I got a plan I don't talk about, and I'll talk about it with you right now, G. There's another project I'm in called Hypercycle AI.
Okay.
If you go take a look at it, long story short, it's on the Ethereum blockchain. You buy Hypercycle nodes, and they run. Now they're AI nodes. But if you had got in with the previous licensing, for every single node you purchase at the end of the project, it'll be 1,024 nodes. I like stuff that can run long time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to retire.
Yeah.
So the only way I can retire, the 401k ain't gonna get you there. Let's just keep that.
Well, say, if I'm gonna break that down, why the 401k won't get you there versus why these digital assets may. Can you?
401ks are based off the stock unless you got a whole bunch of ETFs and then you put money in the ETFs. And they're not crypto ETFs. They're like YMAX, YMAG, Winter, all that stuff. And they're paying you weekly, and you're keeping the cash or you're reinvesting the cash into other ones. And eventually, but at the end of the day, there's not enough friction in 401ks to shoot you up where you can really retire. It'll shoot you up, but the market will go back down. Unlike this is a new emerging market where it's low, it can all shoot up. And eventually it will. But I want to retire in a Ferrari. I don't want to retire in a one-bedroom condo with my wife.
I hear that.
Gee, I think you froze, man.
Maserati FUMA, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm serious, man. Like, so in order, and I'm not gonna lie, I like hot pot. I like hot pot. Hot pot is
You know you do, bro.
Yeah.
You love hot pot.
You want the Ferrari hot pot? You know what I'm saying?
to get you there, y'all.
You gonna have a hot pot in your Ferrari or what?
Froze, man. You want to pop out and then pop back in? But the 401k is not gonna get you retirement, y'all. Unless you are making like $500,000 a year.
Too much alpha, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why he froze.
You'll get
Yeah. What's up? I don't know what they're doing.
But for the 401k, unless you're making $500,000 a year and you're stacking 20% a year and you're doing that for 10 years, you ain't getting there, bro. You ain't getting there.
Now, G, welcome back. I have 2 last questions for you.
Alrighty.
Okay, so
He was hard though. He was like
when, What?
Yeah,
What you
that
say,
part was
Puma?
easy.
Leave me alone.
Yeah,
when we moon, I don't know if this is too personal for you. Well, you don't
Okay.
even have to say a name, but when we moon, who's the one person that comes to mind to bless and relieve them financially?
Mama. No, I'm playing.
Relieve their
Oh my
financial stress.
Say me. Say it. Me. Me. I say
Oh yeah.
me.
Yeah, obviously myself. I'm gonna have to give a no answer on this one. I don't
Okay.
really want to say.
Okay.
It's a little bit too personal of a thing that I just don't. You know. I hope you guys respect it, but I'm definitely gonna be helping some people out. I'm definitely
Yeah,
gonna be. There's people that I've already been planning because, like, there's just people in my life that either have not listened to me about it, or they're too afraid about it, or like they don't even know about it, right? But I'm gonna be there to help them out in this transition if it does go south and then we become very very wealthy. I'm definitely gonna be helping out.
That's
A select. I've already been saving up select amounts for those people, for them,
Nice.
for them.
Man.
Okay, I got one last question. Okay, so after we moon, you have one last piece of work to do. What is it?
Cash out.
Cashing out of them big bucks. I got big.
Just cash out the rewards, man. Just cash out the rewards and enjoy the passive income for life after that.
Shout out back, man. We're cashing out, man. Shout out to you,
That's
bro.
right, man.
Hey, man, for shit show.
We're gonna get another bear cycle, y'all. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be another speculative and another bear. And always in this speculative, some people are already saying what they said last bull cycle. This next one is gonna be the utility bull cycle. This one's gonna be the business bull cycle. If cartoon coins are running, if celebrity meme coins are running, we're not in a utility bull cycle. I'm sorry to say, we're not. So, and if we're still on the traditional rails, and it's not fully only ISO 20022 from here on out, because that's the future. It's only ISO 20022. It is only those rails. If there's not a cyber event that compromises the banking industry, that the current banking industry that we know it, and they haven't already started to look for their safe haven or where to run to, then it's just another speculative bull cycle. And people are going to think, once again, they're going to think it's too big to fail.
Isn't the ISO standard kicking in like in 2 weeks?
I know, dude. And this is like the quietest type. How funny that we're in a shutdown while this is going down.
So let me tell you, I'm in IT. Let me tell you what we do in IT. We prefer to do our work when everything, all the transactions and whatever we got to do, the IT work is at its least. So that's why we do change controls and upgrades at night or updates at night. Does that make sense to you guys? So the best time to change a financial system is during the shutdown when the government's not transmitting a lot of money. That's the best time.
And the funny thing is like we're so used to everything being anticlimactic. So if we're still in shutdown after the ISO 20022 launch happens, then for sure when we come out of it, it's going to be, yeah. Like, but when we come out of it, I still think it's a parallel thing. System. I think it's still a parallel system because there's still the banks that got left behind, and they're going to probably still give them a year to migrate over, right? But there's going to be events where it's like, hey, if you didn't migrate on November 22, you're running a high risk as a bank right now to the cyber event that's going to be coming up.
This is the equivalent of changing an ERP system for a company. An ERP system, and I'll break it down for you guys out there who don't know what the term means. Basically, it's employee resource program, or there's other acronyms for it. But that's how you get your paycheck. When you log in on the computer and it says you logged in at this time and the countdown starts going and you get your paycheck through ADP, or if you work on a manufacturing line, you log in at the manufacturing line and then you keep clocking in different stations. That labor ties into with the product you're making. It ties into HR office, which gives you your check. this is what we're doing. The banking system is our ERP system in America.
Yeah. And this goes back to micropayments again. Imagine when you clock into work, bam, the micropayments start going. And the moment you clock out, the micropayments like truly stop right there. Right. And it goes straight to your bank account too. You're not waiting 2 weeks anymore. You're not waiting 2 weeks. You go in for your gig, you do it. And then unfortunately, they'll have more data on your workflow too, because they'll be more scrupulous on like looking on how you work. And they'll be like, hey, I see you just hanging around, you know, for like 5 minutes waiting to clock out. We don't need to pay you for those 5 minutes. You didn't do anything, right? You know, that type of stuff, right? Like, so, you know, hell, criminals are going to have a hard time because everything will be digital. They're not going to accept, they may have like a year or two where they say, hey, turn in your cash notes for the digital currency now, right? Something like that, maybe a regulation or something that comes up. But, you know, we've been talking about the subliminals that movies have been showing. They want to catch all the bad actors. How do you do it? Make everything digital, make everything traceable, right? It's for your security is how they sell it to you, right? Remember how your account got hacked during that cyber event? Remember how this happened? It's for your security that we keep everything traceable now because you want it to, right? The people are going to ask for it. The people asked for Zoom, right? When we had the 2020 event, we need video streaming technology. Luckily, we already have it here. Luckily, we already have it available in building, right? So, yeah.
Fun is you're gonna be out here and be like, I don't want to trade crypto or I don't want to trade this digital cash. What you got? You can be like, I got a screwdriver. Oh crap!
Yeah,
I'll take a screwdriver for these apples.
Yeah.
Hey, you got
right? Right?
Yeah, hey, I take a screwdriver. Yeah. Bet you.
Yeah. Hey man, if VeChain didn't already put a chip in that screwdriver, then yeah, it won't be traceable, right? Dude, I heard about VeChain, like, you know, they're showing up on ESPN all the time because of UFC and whatever, and like the UFC fighters are like, oh, this is so awesome that the chip is in my glove. I was like, yeah, it's awesome for now until the chip is in literally your everything.
It's in your hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too. When it's already in your bloodstream and you didn't even freaking know it. In the future, you are the payment, right? We'd like to say.
You know, wow.
You're the tap and pay everywhere you go.
So I'm gonna say something about that Dragon Chain. I was reading it over.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? Disney's wristband system that they got.
Oh.
That kind of reminded me of like, hold on, that's probably payment in their wristband system along with Visa. Were they trying to tie that to your credit card? Because your credit card's already tied into Disney when you go, and then that wristband it's like hits your credit card.
Yeah.
That looked like it was blockchain, like it was going to be their point system or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, they've been keeping that one on the hush hush, man. But they, you know, I just love that they're still alive, right? Despite all of it, they're still alive. They're still building. You know, they have quantum resistant tech as well. If you check out the type of technology they got, they're saying they're quantum resistant. They got sharding and like this very sophisticated, you know, model for how to, prevent hacks and you know what a dragon does, right? It protects treasure. So these Dragon Chain is going to be protecting all these enterprises' valuable data.
You know what? This is going to get ugly. This is where like conspiracy comes in. Like,
hey, for $5 for a whole number of a 433 million supply that has enterprise and Disney connections. Like that's all I need to know. Like I'll hold on until it proves me right. You know,
that's gonna be a buy.
Or I lose the $5 and then I didn't really lose much. It's better than buying a freaking lotto ticket down the street. It's better than getting a coffee that just makes me happy for 2 hours. You know.
Well, you know what? It's also better than. It's also better than chasing some bullshit meme coin that somebody just put out yesterday. You know what I mean? You got some utility with it. You feel what I'm saying? So you're getting a utility asset at a meme coin price. You feel what I'm saying? So you can still get the cheap asset, you know what I'm saying, and still have the upside, of the ROI, the return on your investment. But it's not a meme coin that somebody spent up that you 80% worried about they're gonna rug pull it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like G said, if you just putting $5, $10 or a point, or 5/10 of your net worth into this asset, then what's what's the word? What's the message? Is don't invest more than you can afford to lose.
Yes, exactly.
What that means is, if your ass gonna be mad tomorrow if you lose $100, don't bet.
Yeah, dude, exactly, man. It's a simple thing, man. It's a simple. There's no rush. There's no rush. There's no FOMO. Like, we don't play that mentality, man. Like, this thing's not. If it goes overnight tomorrow, so be it. Life goes on. It is what it is. We missed out. Hopefully, I didn't, because we actually have some crypto. But, like, if you have even one crypto, man, it's gonna go up during the bull cycle. You just have to be smart enough to, like, have the consistent. Dude, they're gonna pump it, make you think it's gonna go higher, crash it hard, like 50, 70%, and then really send it. Right? They always do that. If you see all the bull cycles, you have this really nice run up. They crash it 60 to 70%, and then they go for the real bull cycle from there, because they shook out everybody who thought the bull cycle was already over, or that was the bull cycle. Right?
Hey, take your emotions out of it, man. If it go up,
yeah,
cool. If it go down, cool.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Even, you know what I'm saying, across the board, because at the end of the day, like G said, he's not going to be sitting up stressing and turning gray behind worrying about what these asses is going to do. He has a plan. If it goes down, figure out a way. I'm gonna work more. I'm gonna do odd jobs. I'm gonna go cut my auntie yard. Auntie, I need $15. I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna head you up all that. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I work 2 jobs out here, man. I put the grind in, and then I do the streams for an hour. I try to do a stream an hour a day, and I'm putting in a ton of work onto this, because I'm just really passionate about crypto. I'm not, dude. I got so bullish earlier today. There's astrology channels that these older women do, and they're very popular astrology channels. Like, if you look across the board, there's just a bunch of them, right? But this particular one had this woman who gives us astrological financial advice to big enterprises. How funny is that? Why would the enterprises want an astrology financial advisor? I don't know. Hey, they say astrology is not for millionaires, it's for billionaires. So she all of a sudden, dude, the astrologists and the older females, like these rich older witches, are freaking talking about crypto is going to have a big impact on our lives, and that she's been taking crypto classes. I want to know where these crypto classes are, first off, but
right.
G's got a book on it. G's got a book.
Yeah. Dude, I got so bullish hearing her and what she's projecting for like 2026 and stuff, and I was like, dude, this is lining up exactly like with what we've been talking about, man. There's gonna be it's gonna be bonkers these next 2 years, man. I think the bull cycle happens in 2026. People think bull cycle is happening right now, or is going to happen, near the end of the year. It starts in the end of the year. If it starts in the end of the year, it's going to peak in 2026, and it's going to be absolutely absurd. And then the cyber event happens. Then possible also, I like projecting positivity in the world. I don't want to buy into the mainstream, masses narrative, like, because if you get enough people believing in something, then it does happen. But they want people to believe a civil war is going to happen sometime soon, right? With the results of this election, and how pissed off people are, and how divided the country is, right? It's so divided, right? Yeah, because we're so divided right now, right? Like, half of you don't even want to talk to me, right? But it's really funny. But anyway, she was projecting in 2026 this civil war thing is going to happen. I'm like, okay, if it happens, it happens. And then after that, she said a reset or a solar flare that causes a digital shutdown, right? I'm thinking it's going to be a cyber virus, but she's saying a solar flare event that's going to cause like overheating, or like, a digital shutdown for some time. So I was like, dude, she's talking on an astrology channel already about like stuff that people in the crypto space have been talking about. She's trying to catch up with the crypto space, which is funny. But one last thing, and I'll shut up.
They make aliens that's coming. But anyway,
dude, well, I posted earlier, alien invasion abbreviated is AI. Space, exploring space is really exploring the cyberspace. So AI, dude, Powell just announced that we are jobs are getting lost to AI, right? The job market is doing terrible to AI right now. It's it's the AI invasion. That's the alien invasion. It's AI, right? Abbreviated alien invasion is AI. But anyways, these cryptos, like some people ask, like, dude, why do you like Dragon Chain? It has no liquidity. It's hard to get, right? Like nobody's even freaking talking about it. Nobody talked about Quant at $2, $5. It was on Bitmart. Nobody talked about SHX when it was only on KuCoin at triple zeros, right? They make it purpose. These crypto projects are very smart. They don't want to get on Coinbase right away, especially if they're the enterprise cryptos, right? They don't want to risk security of a future financial system infrastructure project, right? They don't want whales to be, getting, they want to cash out these whales in like progressions, right? If there are any that, any degens like us that were hammering on SHX and KuCoin, right? They're trying to cash you out at a penny, right? They're trying to cash you out at 0.008, 3 pennies, whatever, right? And then they'll wait for the next level on up.
That ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna be enough.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work. But they don't know what they're doing. And then, but they're trying to limit the exposure to these projects. So if it's hard to get, doesn't mean it's not a bad that it's a terrible project and a bad project, right? They're just doing it in the progression that they want. Dragon Chain has history. Joe Rhodes has history with Coinbase, and Dragon Chain's not even on Coinbase yet, right? Like he doesn't want to go to Coinbase right away with this project. He's respecting the NDAs with Disney and his, probably other enterprise, partnerships and things like that. So sometimes when it's hard to get, it doesn't mean it's a bad crypto. That's like definitely one of the lessons for sure to know.
Yeah, get it before it get to the mainstream exchanges. One thing, because I can hear sis, Doge
was hard to get. Doge was hard to get. Even freaking Doge.
Is it MDT data, the data thing that you put out a few years back? Explain a little bit about that. I've watched the whole series myself, but for those that haven't, can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, I love that you asked that, man. I have it as I have it pinned on my X. It's the whole video series of the awakening of the banking industry. NTT Data is a big tech company, obviously. They're part of the Hyperledger consortium. They're collaborating with Ripple. They're collaborating with Stellar. They're collaborating with R3. So back in the day, if you look at NTT Data's whole video history, they never made videos like these ever. They made this whole video, this series called Awakening of Industries. One of them is banking. The other one is telecom. The other one is automotive. The other one's insurance, right? And they show how digitization is going to overtake all these industries and how these industries are actually going to be better off, how they're going to evolve, right? So the banking one is the core one because, that's what most people in the crypto space really care about. It's like, what's going to be the digital rails for the banks, right? They tell you the whole vision and how it's going to go down. They tell you every single step of how this progression is going to happen. They have a main character named Ruth, who's she's a representative of a bank, and she has this gift that's given to her. It's like an awesome sci-fi movie. You can get popcorn and watch it and just be like laughing, especially if you're into crypto. Mm-hmm. She gets this gift that's this box, and she touches it and it transports her to the future. Guys, this was made like 6 to 7 years ago. These video clips, right? 6 to 7 years ago, he meets an AI that is a circular AI that talks. What does ChatGPT do now when you put voice on? It's a circle that moves and fluctuates and talks to you, right? So this AI is educating her on what's going to happen to the banking industry, that it's going to collapse or it's going to transform to become better, right? She says the banking system will collapse in approximately blah, 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 such days. And me being the freaking nut that I am, taking it literally, because when they put money into when the big money, especially they never made a video series like this before, right? They're not going to put like fluff in there. Everything's very intentional. The movies that you see today, Avengers and all this type of stuff, everything in there is intentional. Everything is very, very much intentional to your subliminals. They're trying to either get you programmed for future events that happen a year down the line, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, whatever their timeline is for these things, right? You don't spend billions of dollars on something and just have it be for entertainment's sake. It's not like that. That's not how they fucking, I'm sorry, excuse my language. That's not how they play ball.
No,
That's
you're
all
good.
the
Not how they play ball.
You're good. You're good.
And they're talking to each other with these things, right? They're like, wow, look at us. We're telling the masses this and they're still doing nothing. Right? We're telling them they're going to be overtaken by AI and freaking digitalization and they're just eating it up and want more. We're telling them they're going to lose their imagination because they're going to be and their critical thinking because they're going to be relying on going to AI for every single answer. Right? But anyway.
Easy to go to for answers, dude.
Yeah. So the NTT data, they made these video series that are like sci-fi movies. So the awakening of the banking industry, this character transports in the future, talks to this AI, and she gives them the whole step-by-step of how the banking industry is going to change over a series of episodes. And at the end of every episode, they interview somebody from R3 or somebody from the banking industry. And they were talking about back then, this is pre-2020, y'all, the future is going to be machine-to-machine payments. It's going to be a majority machine-to-machine payments.
Machine to machine.
Right? Now what's everybody in the crypto space obsessed with? X402, the X402 and AI agents, right? I mean, there's going to be waves of this stuff. X402 is definitely massive. We can't sleep on this because that's, AI agent payments is definitely a big thing and is going to continue to be massive. ISO 20022 is a little bit more massive. We're talking about, and hey, we're just picking, between dollars and cents here. ISO 20022 is $100 trillion plus opportunity. X402 is $10+ trillion opportunity. Either way, it's filthy gains in any direction. It doesn't matter. But these NTT data videos for all the industries, two of them in particular mention how crypto is going to have a big impact. And the main character in that movie goes, that can't be true. And the AI goes, but it is, Ruth.
Ruth, yeah.
But it is, Ruth. And she just tells Ruth every time, but it will happen. It will, right?
Yeah.
So crypto assets, smart contracts are going to have a very, very big impact. It's going to help boost cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is of utmost importance, right? Why do you think there's so many jobs now, like looking for cybersecurity people to like work on it? Because, dude, this is going to be the thing. It's going to be all digital. It's going to be all internet, all digital, all the freaking time.
I know somebody that works in cybersecurity. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so these NTT data videos, like if you got popcorn and you got a night and you want to skip watching your reality TV show or the movies that you love going back to, your comfort movies, and you're just like into crypto and you want to know where this like space is going, they told you many years ago, and they were mostly telling the people who know about NTT data, their partners and stuff like that. They're like, look at this wonderful production that nobody in the public eye really cares about to see. But, our partners do. And the Blue Foundation got very lucky to come across it. I don't even, how we came across these videos, we were researching Hyperledger. We saw NTT data connected with Stellar and Ripple. I was like, I need to find out who NTT data is. I went to their YouTube and then I found that series and it was like, oh my gosh, the vision has been shown. I can't unsee what I've just seen. I mean, R3 is interviewed in those videos. So XRP, XTC, hell, Solana, R3 is talking about building stuff on Solana. I get it. People are really touchy about Solana. I understand.
That's weird. Those Solana people are weird, man. They don't want to hear it.
It's going to be there because VCs want it there.
Yeah. Exactly. So, but either way, R3 gets interviewed in those videos and like, they're talking about instant payments, instant settlement, 24/7 streaming payments, ubiquitous. Like they were talking about this stuff way ahead of time, man. And it went under everybody's nose. That's how they love it, though. They're like, wow, we release it out to the public and nobody cares, right? They just want to see, what the biggest movie this summer was? It was Superman. And you know who the most favorite character in that Superman movie was? A dog named Crypto.
Yep.
How funny is that? A dog named Crypto. So the masses are talking. The masses are saying, oh, man, that Crypto dog is so funny. Isn't that dog so funny, that Crypto dog? I love him, right? And they don't even know about crypto, but they're subliminally saying it to themselves all the time. It's funny how they work, man. I know I sound like a conspiracy nut, but, dude, I work in production. I worked on big productions. everything is extremely intentional, especially to these producers and these big money people. They make sure to get their sponsors mentioned. They make sure to get, little things to get you to buy other stuff in the future or to panic and be like, yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
The bag of chips, the Pringles, like,
yeah,
you don't just go in a movie and just
your
eat
subconscious picks up all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And they use colors as well. Like red
colors,
and yellow.
shapes, all that stuff. Dude, a dog named Crypto. First off, that makes you think Doge. But then also they're freaking saying crypto all the freaking time, dude. They're saying crypto all the time.
It's getting more and more, yeah.
Yeah, dude, there was a movie called Crypto that had Kurt Russell, the girl from freaking Gilmore Girls, and all this stuff, right? But it was kind of like a B-movie action movie. But that's yet another subliminal from the industry, right? They knew exactly the amount of money that project would make, right? They knew it was going to be viewed as a B movie, but hey, they still gave you the chance. Like, hey, we're talking about it.
I like how Dune came out.
Yeah.
And it talks about the Butlerian jihad against the AI.
Yeah.
And we just happen to re-release Dune and then go all the way in this time. Not just Children of Dune. Like, we're getting ready to get into Children of Dune now, but all this. So I thought that was interesting, right?
Yeah. Oh, and what's the premise of Dune? A dry planet that needs liquidity, that needs water. People value drops. When you spit, it's a sign of respect. How funny is that? When you spit, it's a sign of respect because you're willing to waste your water. Dude, when I give you a drop of XRP, it's a sign of respect, bro.
It's funny because I think it is. When someone sends you some XRP, it's a sign of respect.
Hey, let me
a drop of XRP.
I respect everybody in the chat. You need my address?
And you want to know how? Like, I've been trying to project how I don't believe in a one crypto to rule them all. But if there is, if there was a way that this happened initially, it's going to be XRP, I feel like.
Yeah, right.
You already have one country, Korea, that has chosen XRP as its preferred currency and is 4x the volume of BTC in Korea. All you need is one country to believe in XRP, right? To show that BTC is not it, right? And you already have one domino that has fallen. Now you'll see another country going, hey, Korea's they're a mature digital asset market. Let's follow suit. Argentina, I've been projecting, the Riddler has been talking about Argentina opening the gate for XRP to be an ESDR. How is this going to go down? Argentina's peso has been in decline for decades. Argentina's flag is a sun. The bearable guy has been looking at a crown or the sun most of the time, or a sunflower, right? He's looking at a sunflower that he's watering. He's always looking at the sun, right? The color of his bright blue eyes, the bright blue of the Argentinian flag. Once again, the peso has been in decline for decades. They don't even want to use the peso. They use the US dollar or digital asset.
Yeah.
El Salvador in South America thinks that they're the leading digital asset innovator. Wait for Argentina to one up El Salvador and say, hey, we're using XRP. We are the hub for liquidity now in South America. And once they do that, remember, all it takes is for one country to announce XRP as legal tender for the IMF to consider it in its baskets. You guys remember that video of that guy going, I'm supposed to be from the legal department. I'm supposed to be conservative on this thing, right? When Brad Garlinghouse is like, how about I tell you what the IMF is going to do, right? So all it takes is for Argentina to declare XRP as legal tender, suggest it to the IMF to add it to the basket of currencies, and then you got your first mover advantage in the whole market as an ESDR. FOMO aplenty goes into XRP because everybody's like, crap, this one is the first one to be in the Dude, BTC already has a chance to be in the basket of currency, and they haven't chosen BTC. Christine Lagarde has told you we're talking more than just the Bitcoins, right? So that's the way I'm kind of seeing XRP becoming the next, that's how I can see XRP just liquidating the whole market. Everybody just ultimately FOMO's all in into XRP because it was the one chosen to be the first ESDR ever.
Mm.
I mean, IMF is going to add more, but XRP is going to get a ton of FOMO coming its way if it's the first one in the basket of currencies.
Yeah, I fish with more than one fishing pole, man, to catch the same fish. But you know, I could use one to catch, you know, the fish. But I use more than one. You know what I'm saying? You use more than one device to, you know, do your daily, you know, web surfing. You know what I'm saying? You know, you may, like me, I may have crypto on my TV, you know, music on my phone, and another crypto show on my laptop. You know what I'm saying? So the one track mind thing with people is what the box mentality, in the box, in the bucket mentality, and a lot of people, what I see, my opinion, is people will have one leg in the bucket and one leg out the bucket. Instead of getting all the way out the bucket, they still got a leg in the bucket where somebody can reach up and grab them and pull them back in the bucket in the same mess they was on. Now, if they pull you back into that mess, then you may go back to the bottom, and now they're using you as leverage to stand on to get to where they're trying to get to, and now they're out the bucket. So if you get a chance to get out the bucket, don't be halfway in and halfway out. Get the fuck out the bucket.
Now, G, I thought about what you said about XRP being ESDR, but I also thought, what if Ripple is a part of the IMF?
Yeah. I mean, that too. If it could be a member of, I mean, we've seen them in pictures with the IMF. We've seen them educating IMF members, right? That one famous Brad Garlinghouse video where he's like literally talking to the IMF about XRP, which is hilarious. Mm-hmm. Hey, this stuff happens once again. The way central banks move, they work in silence. They have private GitHub repos. They do a lot of development in the background. They do it for years. They make these projects seem dead. Right, and then they're gonna just when it's convenient for them to leave, they leave the world behind, man. They leave the world. They're gonna ensure that they win always. The house is always gonna ensure that they win, and you know, everybody's mostly into Bitcoin and Ethereum still, and now Solana and Binance, right? XRP is just gonna, you know, it's gonna be a how can this be moment without a doubt. So yeah. If it's either Ripple as part of the IMF and they're like, hey, can you just add XRP to be the first in the basket? There you go, right?
Well, what does that mean for us?
Yeah, dude, I mean, that means if you even own one whole XRP, you got a million drops. You got a million drops.
Yes.
Right?
So he didn't say you only need one. He just said
if you hold one. Even one, right.
Stop worrying about how many.
Oh, man, I got a funny post that I posted like 2 years ago or 1 year ago where it was like, I said, somebody was like, I sold all my XRP. I was like, why would you sell all your XRP? Why not just keep one? It's 28 freaking cents. It's 28 cents, right? And it went up to $3, you know, what did it go up to recently? $3+ dollars, right? So, you know, I never believe in selling completely out of anything anymore. I sold completely out of my Doge, and I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson from there on out.
Unfortunately, but fortunately, sometimes you have to learn the lesson that way, because I did the same thing with Tectonic. I got out of it one day, and the next day it popped, you know, and that was my lesson, right? So sometimes you have to learn that lesson on your own. We can tell you that the water cold until you jump in it. You may not never know. I know a lot of folks use the fire is hot analogy, but sometimes the damn water cold too. You feel what I'm saying? So, it's just are you going to listen to people that have came before you that you can tell are not bullshitting you, or are you going to try to figure it out on your own and end up crashing? And I know a lot of people that's doing a lot of extra time, hard labor, because they didn't listen, or they didn't follow the blueprint, or they want to make their own way. And that's fine, because the way that you become secure in life is making your own way. But don't bump if you ain't got to. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, man, we appreciate
you. Thank you for coming, G. I know we're over the 2 hour mark, and we are going to let you go real quick. But there's one last question from somebody in the chat.
Oh, for sure.
Wood. He says, G, What do you think about Crest / Peak, EOT, I'm sorry, economy of things?
Dude, I gotta check. I do. Okay, so you just asked me like about 3 different cryptos, I think, right there.
You know what I'm saying? He tried to steal that one in, bro.
Here. But I definitely know about Peak. I'm gonna do more. I'll get back to you on the next stream, AM. He's a green giant, man, so he's already a tiger. He already knows what I'll probably think about these.
All right, you guys.
Yeah, I'm writing him down though. I'm writing him down real quick here. Give me a sec. Okay.
Hey, man, shout out to the whole chat, man. Appreciate y'all showing up, man.
There we go.
Yeah,
Hey, man,
let me give some love to the chat real quick. AM, DCA, Romeo G, Quentin, Buster, of course, Rotisserie Bear.
Buster, what's up, Rotisserie?
Yeah, Fly Kiwi.
Kiwi.
Yeah, man.
Hey, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
If I missed anybody, Romeo G, we see you. All right, we're gonna get on up out of here, you guys. Fishing.
Cameron Joe, what's up, bro?
We love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us. This was a great.
If you missed it, man, hey, man, you missed it.
If you missed it,
Marvin Davis, FUMA, Nina, I appreciate y'all. You guys are awesome. If you guys want, whenever, man, just let me know when we can do this again.
We would like you to do Reds like on this show. I kind of wanted to do that. I know you went into a couple of them, but I'm like, I kind of wanted you to do your show on here.
I wasn't gonna say that. I was like, okay, can I? Would it be too much to ask him to come back at like 2?
No, come on. We want you back.
Here. I got a few of them for you here that I just picked out right here. So these are 5. They're definitely no names, but
hold on. Let me do something real quick. Hold on.
All right.
Everybody, get your pen and pad. Or
I'll do it at like 2x speed, like I usually do. You guys know how we do it. Give me a sec to like find the freaking red sheets here. Okay, there they are. All right. Okay. Come on. Where you at? There you are. All right. I'm gonna do 2x speed here, guys. So here we go. We got a lot of cryptos, but here we go. EMC at 001, Edge Matrix Chain 1 billion supply, negative 98% down. It's at the pit of our deep reds on our list. A0 used to be at the pit. A0 kind of had a nice little run up, it went down to 009, back up to 001, close to 2 cents. A0 is at a penny, 520 million supply, negative 96% down. You got DEAI. 01 is the name of the crypto, but it's DEAI for the ticker. Ocean Protocol follows them. Oasis Protocol, Near Protocol, NVIDIA, Google. 1 billion supply, negative 95% down. Root Network at 001, 12 billion supply, negative 93% down. TLOS, hyperscalable layer 1 crypto, 480 million supply, negative 89% down. Zeta at 11 cents. Oh, shoot. You guys still hear me, right? Yes.
Oh, we hear.
Okay. Yeah. Zeta at 11 cents, 1.7 billion supply, negative 86% down.
Wait. You said ELOS and then Zeta?
No, TLOS. TLOS. Zeta, ZETA at 11 cents, 1.7 billion supply, negative 86% down, layer 1 crypto. BDP providing private data for AI agents. This is something that's like not relevant yet, but probably will be in the AI agent economy. 2 cents, 80 million supply, negative 82% down. It's called BDP, Big Data Protocol. Let me see what else. Rune Thorchain at 80 cents, negative 80% down, 500 million supply. This crypto's got connections with the Cosmos ecosystem as well, and the Decentralized Recovery Alliance follows them, so that's pretty interesting. They're still integrating projects with their platform too, by the way. Acme, or Accumulate is what it's called, but ACME is 007, negative 27% down. New kid on the block, so we're just chipping away because you never know if it can go down further. But at a 500 million supply at 007. Then we got the Blue Butterfly IXO at 003. Internet of Impacts is what it's trying to do. It's in the Cosmos ecosystem. You can only get it through the osmosis zone. 160 million supply, 003 for IXO. BT, an interesting one that I found out, UBS, the Swiss National Bank, is part of is on their website. UNICEF is on their website. Coinbase Giving is on their website, and they're not even on Coinbase yet, right? CTXC at 8 cents. AI crypto infrastructure. This thing has run in multiple bulls and bear cycles. Negative 89% down, 233 million supply. And then we already talked about BDP there. So yeah, those are the deep reds for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoy. And of course, we like XPX at triple zeros, because you know it's a freaking end-to-end CBDC solution provider. So hell yeah.
Okay, and you guys, I put it in the chat. I may have missed one, but I put
XX Network, 1 penny, deep red of 2025. All right, I'll shut up. I appreciate y'all. I'm grateful as always.
Thank you, guys. Shout out to the chat because I am the chat. Forgive me for if I missed anyone.
I gotta ask a question though, real fast before we jump off.
Okay.
For sure.
Did this time change mess with anybody else besides me? Like, am I getting old? Man, this Lord have mercy. You feel what I'm saying?
I slowed down too on this one. I was like, whew, let me drink another soda.
But no, not just today, man. Like I've been waking up super early every morning, and I'm in the bed super early every night. You know what I mean? So the time changed this time, man. It's different. You know what I'm saying? I really feel it. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, not only am I getting up every day at 5, but time slowed down again. For the last 3 years, everything's just been going like this.
Yeah.
Now, like today, I had a full day. I'm like, man, it's only 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
I ran around
town. I swear, bro. But it is what it is. Hey, y'all, thank y'all, man, for tuning in, man. Tune in and stay tuned in. You know what I'm saying? You know what we got going on, or what everybody else in crypto got going on, man. And stay tuned into the space. It's the only way you're gonna. It ain't the only way, but it's one of the ways that you can elevate. Is just being tuned in, not just to us, but to everybody in this space that's doing their due diligence, man, and trying to, give people, just a listening ear and just words of encouragement, man. We're not trying to convince you to do nothing or buy nothing. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to tell you that we doing it too. So the pain that you're feeling, we also feel it. You feel what I'm saying? So we're trying to tell you how to get through it without feeling so much pain. Take your emotions out of it. I'm gonna shut up, man. Salute to y'all. Appreciate it, man.
Salute. It is
time
bro. For coffee time in the morning.
I beat you, FUMA.
Yo, good night, y'all. Appreciate it.
Hey, G, man, salute to you, man. Appreciate you, bro, man. One love, man. Hey,
good night.
After we end it.
Marvin's rant. Get prepared. Coffee time in the morning at 11:10.
Coffee time. I'm gonna get up and be there.
Sleep.
I'm gonna be at coffee time.
I'll be there, man.
See you in the chat.
I'll see y'all at coffee time, man, tomorrow, man.
We love you.
All right,
bye.
Peace.
Thanks for joining us on Crypto Therapy 589. If you clicked like and subscribed, you're officially part of the Smart Money crew. Don't forget, we're here every week with fresh insights to keep your crypto game strong. Until next time, stay sharp, stay decentralized.